Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to upgrade your Ryobi Inflator. If you have one of these things, you probably are very aware of the problem, which is they are what I call trigger happy. You just touch this thing, you just look at it and it goes off. Every time you pick it up, it goes off. And it scares the hell out of me. And the final straw for me was I had it in the back of my car, and every time I hit the brake to go to a stoplight, something was pressing on the trigger and making it go off. So it just that was the final straw for me, and I had to go ahead and fix it. So basically, I have added a switch to it, and the switch has got 3 positions. One is that the trigger works. The other is that it's off, so the trigger doesn't work. And the third position is that it's always on. So that was the other thing that I couldn't stand about this thing, is there wasn't any way to keep it on. And so it's really a simple modification. I'm gonna basically show you the circuit. Okay, so here's a picture of the inflator opened up, and there are 2 wires going to the battery connection down here. Alright, there's the black one, which is the negative, and there's the red one, which is the positive. So the red one, which is on the bottom, you can't see where it's connected here. It just runs up and attaches to the motor. So the battery positive goes directly to the motor. The battery negative runs up here and connects to one of these terminals. I think it's this one. And then the negative for the motor connects to the other terminal. So when you press on the switch, it connects these 2 wires together, and therefore it connects the negative of the battery to the motor. Since the positive's already connected, that makes the motor spin. So pull on the trigger and the motor turns on. That's all there is to it. However, there is the gauge, and the gauge has got some wires. It's got another positive wire that runs all the way to it, and then it's got a couple other wires that go to the switch, but we can just ignore those. The basic schematic is that you've got, as I just described, you've got the positive going to the motor, the negative goes to the switch, and then the negative of the motor goes to the switch. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this switch over here. I'm just going to pencil. Let's see. I'm going to draw our switch here. It's got a switch. So there's 2 positions. One here, one here. It's a 3-position switch. So it's got 3 terminals coming out the back. This is where I'm putting the switch, right here. The center terminal is the common. So when the switch is in the middle, the center terminal is not connected to either one, this one or this one. When you turn the switch down, it connects these 2 terminals. When you push the switch up, it connects these 2 terminals. Okay, so the way what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the connection to the battery that is going to the switch. So we're going to unsolder this connection here, and we're going to move it to this terminal here. So essentially, we're going to have the wire from the switch going to this terminal here. Then we're going to add a new wire from the battery negative. We're going to run it through here, and that's going to connect to the center. And then we're going to add another wire that goes from the battery, from the motor negative, and connect that to this terminal here. Okay, so you can't really see it, but the motor negative also has a wire that runs to the switch. And that normally is how it works, is that the switch is connecting this wire that runs to the switch back to the battery. So that's still going to be there. This wire is going to be there, but this wire, we disconnected it and rerouted it underneath the motor and connected it to here. So now the way this works is when you have the switch in the down position and it connects these two terminals here, it's basically exactly the way it was before, because the wire that was going to the motor to the battery that we moved is now connected to the battery. So that's when the switch works. You pull on the switch and it turns the motor on. So that's in the up position, or in one of the positions. The middle position, the battery is not connecting to anything, so the switch does not work. And then in the down position, the battery is connected to the motor, and so the motor turns on. So the motor is always on when the switch is in the down position. So there you go. That's how you make this change. And you can use whatever switch you want. I just happen to use this big round one, as you've seen in the opening section of the video. I don't think you need to see me soldering all these things on. I don't think it really helps. This pretty much explains exactly what you need to do.